So lately I've been molding out a lot on this channel about all the bad RPGs and action games I've had the misfortune of playing in 2024. So I wanted to take a break from that and talk about a game I'm actually very excited about instead. It's called Exodus, an upcoming sci-fi RPG, which is being developed by some OG Bioware devs, including Drew Karpyshyn, who was the lead writer of Mass Effect 1 and 2. It also has some big-name talent in the voice acting department, most notably Matthew McConaughey. Alright. In this video, we're going to do a deep dive on Exodus, the team behind it, and what this game is all about. Because at this point, this is one of the games I am most hyped about. So without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into Exodus. So let's start off by discussing the concept of Exodus and what this game is all about. It's a choice-driven RPG focusing on space travel and time dilation. Here's a TLDR of Exodus's lore and setting. Set tens of thousands of years into the future, Exodus charts the journey of humanity to their settlement of the Centauri cluster. Facing an extinction crisis, humanity completely abandoned Earth, boarded survivors onto Ark ships, and set out in search of a new habitable star system to ensure humanity's survival. Many of these Ark ships ended up in the Centauri cluster and began colonizing habitable green worlds. Over the millennia, humanity used genetic engineering to alter themselves into a variety of new transhuman species dubbed the Celestials. But another major Ark ship of OG humans eventually settled in the system as well. But now humans are coming into conflict with the Celestials, who are much more technologically advanced at this point and see humanity as outdated relics of the past. The protagonist of Exodus is a descendant of these OG humans, genetically engineered with a mix of celestial and human DNA. Your destiny is to lead the fight for humanity's salvation. Traveling on interstellar missions at the edge of light speed, days for you are decades for friends and loved ones back home. Entire lifetimes may pass in your absence. You will be forced to make sacrifices, putting everyone you love at risk. One of the most interesting concepts of this game is the way it incorporates time dilation. While you embark on Exodus missions that take mere days for the player character, decades pass for friends and loved ones back home. Inspired by Mass Effect, your choices in Exodus will have far-reaching consequences. Many will be impacted based on the decades that pass in your absence, and you may find you have harmed or helped your loved ones, but you cannot predict the outcomes you create in the abyss of time.
All your missions are going to include choices that have impact, but not all of them are going to be directly due to time dilation. There's a big story in Exodus, and you're going to be making choices throughout the entire game, of course. Maybe one of the coolest aspects of it is that some of your choices are going to create a domino effect. Like in Act 1, when you have to decide which companion... Oh, can I share this?
No.
No? Okay, well, there's going to be some cool choices that have cascading effect in the game, and the ones where time dilation is in play, yeah, those are the most significant in the game and likely to have the largest ramifications in your story. All the choices you make are going to affect your progression as a character and how you develop as the traveler. Your choices are also going to have an impact on your homeworld and the people that you care about, but the wrong choice can change your relationship in ways you may not anticipate. Or maybe that was the right choice for you. Ultimately, it's your game, and we want to give you those choices to do those things.
As a big fan of choices and consequences in RPGs, this approach to narrative decisions, which can have ripple effects on your homeworld across decades, is incredibly exciting to me. And I'm very intrigued to see how our choices can create this domino effect that Chad Robertson described in the previous clip. We have yet to see any concrete gameplay, but the developers have revealed that this will be a third-person shooter with futuristic weaponry. We will have a customizable voiced protagonist, a la Commander Shepard, as well as a variety of companions to join us on missions. So all the ingredients of the OG Bioware formula are at play in Exodus. As for the art style and atmosphere, what we've seen so far suggests a photorealistic art style and an aesthetic similar to the OG Mass Effect games. And there is a particularly dark brand of sci-fi in some of the threats we will face as humanity teeters on the edge of extinction.
Do you know what fear is? The Mariyama do. They thrive on it. These monstrous celestials haunt the darkest corners of the cluster, hunting for isolated targets. And, unfortunately for their victims, the Mariyama are interested in more than just stealing cargo. They want minds, memories, emotions. The more twisted and tortured, the better. Captured prey will be subjected to intense psychological torment before being neurologically drained.
Man, I just get chills from this trailer. The vibes from this game are immaculate. One other interesting concept from this game is the Awakened, which are animals that have gained intelligence through millennia of genetic modification.
Yes, you will. In fact, you will meet several sentient aliens. You'll even adventure with sentient aliens. But the definition of alien in Exodus is a little different because they aren't extraterrestrial. Everything has a terrestrial origin. Everything has come from Earth and has evolved over 40,000 years. And that can lead to some really weird civilizations and versions of humanity or other animals from Earth. Just think of how we humans turned wolves into chihuahuas just through breeding them. And now take that, multiply it by 40,000 years, and using all sorts of genetic technologies, and we have a lineup of aliens that's going to be weirder than most science fiction games or science fiction worlds that you've seen.
At this time, we do not have a set release date for Exodus, but I certainly hope the studio takes their time with development and doesn't rush the game out the door, because they've certainly got some creative talent and vision for this game, and I hope they take the time to get it right. So let's talk a bit about the team behind Exodus, because this is one of the big things that inspires confidence in this project for me. The game is being developed by a new Austin-based studio called Archetype Entertainment, which is founded by some OG Bioware developers including James Olin and Chad Robertson. James Olin worked at Bioware for 22 years, since the studio's founding in 1996. He worked as a lead designer on many of their classic games, including Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and Dragon Age Origins. He would go on to form the Austin branch of Bioware, which is most known for developing the Old Republic MMO. Chad Robertson worked at Bioware for 14 years, serving a variety of roles including studio director for Bioware Austin and technical director at EA prior to that. Shortly after Archetype's founding, Drew Karpyshyn joined the studio to work on Exodus. Karpyshyn is most well known for being the lead writer for Mass Effect 1 and 2, and he was instrumental in shaping the lore and story of my favorite RPG franchise. So if we can get that same quality of writing in Exodus, then this game is sure to be a banger. Archetype also brought on well-known sci-fi author Peter F. Hamilton to help construct the lore of Exodus. Hamilton recently wrote a massive novel called Archimedes' Engine, which is set in the universe of Exodus. I recently picked up a copy of the book, which is a whopping 893 pages, and I hope to read it sometime before the game comes out to give myself a little primer on the lore. At this point, Exodus does not have a set release date, and we are still awaiting our first snippets of raw gameplay. But I am very excited to see what's next for this game, and I will be keeping a close eye on the project. If you're interested in learning more, then be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'll definitely be staying on top of the major updates for Exodus as they move forward. I also recommend checking out the Exodus YouTube channel, as the developers have been posting regular Q&A updates to tease more details about the game as they continue to work on it. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more RPG videos and commentary. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.